in sympathy with Putin on that?
I don't like him.
Why not?
I don't like him. He's not my cup of tea. I just, he's not a pal. I understand what look, he's a patriot. He feels very strongly about his country. He wants it to be a great, strong country. In that sense, he's just as much of a patriot as Reagan was, of America. He's much more intelligent than Reagan, but that's a different thing. But he can be very cold and quite ruthless. I don't like him because I don't think he's a kind man at all, and because I think that he's he's an unforgiving man.
Is he vindictive?
Huh?
Is he vindictive?
I think so.
In what way?
Well, you say something publicly about him that he really dislikes, and you're going to have problems. Not going to put you in jail. No. But, if you're in the media, you're going to have problems.
Having said what you said about President Putin, do you fear for your own safety?
I'm 81, and you'll excuse us, I say, okay? I don't. I get fired? All right, so I'll get fired. So I'll move to Paris. I have an apartment there. I love Paris. I've made enough money so that I won't be begging. Nobody's going to give me a job at my age, clearly. But I'll be okay. But my job is not to antagonize Putin. My job is to inform my audience, and not to tell them what I think. That's a different job. I say, listen to this guy. Here's what he's saying. Listen carefully now. He said this, he said that, the other. Look at it. Some people like, some people don't like, whatever. Give my audience the maximum amount of facts and let the audience make its own decision. That's what I do. Now, I can say I'm not a big fan of Putin, so what? You think Putin's losing sleep over that? I can say, well, I don't think he's democratic at all. And I've said it on the air. And I don't like the laws of the Duma that are being passed. I'm not afraid of that. But I fully realize that my show could be taken off the air. Like the one in America.
Yeah. Why can't the American media present the facts as you have done?
Well, first of all, the Russian media doesn't present the facts. Oh. There are journalists. I say journalism is dead. Mm. Journalism, as the fourth estate, is dead. Now, it may come back to life.
East and West is dead?
No, absolutely. Not everywhere, but it's dead here. And I think it's pretty dead. Now, in the United States, now you have journalists, as you have them here. People who are journalists. But the profession is no longer there. I think it's probably much more existent, and it gives me no pleasure to say this, it's much more existent in Germany, where there's much more of what I've been talking about. Giving people information and letting them decide, but making, be objective. We're all subjective, but be as objective as you possibly can be. Be truthful. We all know when we lie, or when we tell half-truths, and give the full picture.
Have you always felt comfortable telling the truth as you know it as a journalist?
No. In Soviet days, I was not comfortable at all. I was scared. I knew that if I spoke out, I said in 1979, when the Soviet troops went into Afghanistan, and I was interviewed by an American journalist, and I said, I think we'll regret this. Great, courageous statement. Well, I was put through the meat grinder. So I was afraid, and I was afraid of going to jail. But I have to tell you, I've overcome fear. It happened back then. And it's, I don't think that the courageous person is not the one who knows no fear. The courageous person is the one who can handle fear. Because if you don't have it, then what's courageous? And I think that I've been able to do that. You feel responsible also, though. You know, if something happens to you, what about your family? What about your kids? Who's going to care for them? There's always that, and that's always used to blackmail you. Yeah, fine. It's almost like gangsters. We know you have children. You know, that kind of thing. But by and large, no, I'm not afraid.